So yes, as promised, we are now talking about the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales, as we tell the tale of how dead men tell no tales, because we are not dead.
They lived up to that statement, though.
Sort of.
They lived on. This movie is definitely one of the best Pirate to the Caribbean movies, honestly.
Well,
right
I mean, not as good as the first one, but definitely better than the other sequels.
Yeah. Like I've seen it twice. It's definitely it was a completely enjoyable.
Definitely a lot better than the third and fourth movie by far.
Which I don't think I actually watched.
Yeah, I mean I like the fourth movie even though it was kind of dumb. The third movie no. Third movie was just awful. Made no sense. Even for a Pirates movie, it was just. Anyway, but yeah, back to the sort of good Pirates movie.
Yeah, it also, I think it tried to spin off characters out of their own movies. It wasn't just all about Jack Sparrow this time.
Yeah, there's a lot of development for Barbossa.
Yeah, Hector. They also tried to.
Yeah, they gave him a first name.
Yeah, they tried to create two new characters that might get their own movie later. But,
yeah,
because it starts without Jack Sparrow at all.
Yeah.
It starts with freaking
kid.
I'm trying to remember his name, but
yeah, I can't remember his name either. But you know,
something Turner. I know.
Yeah, because he's the son of. But anyway, yeah, he goes to try to find his father. Going out in a rowboat and then
basically trying to kill himself by attaching a giant bag of rocks to his foot and then throwing it overboard so he can basically drown.
Well, sort of, but it's because he knew his father was going to be right there at that exact moment under the ocean on his submarine pirate ship thing.
I think his name was Henry.
Yeah,
Turner.
Whatever.
He's the son of one of the guys from the original ones.
Will Turner,
yeah,
who he was looking for because he's in the second movie, or no, actually at the end of the third movie, he became the new captain of the Flying Dutchman, the cursed ship of the dead or whatever.
Yeah. So he ends up landing on the boat, and his dad comes out, and they just have a little bit of back and forth. This is one of 3 scenes that involve this actor in this movie.
Yeah. And I know it's nothing to do with the movie, but whenever I hear the Flying Dutchman, I can't help but think of SpongeBob.
Yeah. Arr, the Flying Dutchman. That's my.
You'll be forever cursed to Davy Jones' locker. Here is Jim Socks.
something me first dollar. There's my best Krabs impression.
Never let go of a dime. Anyway, back to
Back to who cares about the scene. But
yeah, basically, Will Turner says, you're not meant to be here. This is a cursed ship. This is my curse. You go back to your mother. Blah blah blah. Then we skipped 10 years, and there's something into the future. Then
the little kid said, they talked about the only thing that could theoretically break Will's curse.
This movie's MacGuffin. Every movie has a MacGuffin.
The Trident of Poseidon. Which, as soon as I heard that, my first thought was, okay, I know they don't own DC, but I would love for Aquaman to show up and just be like, so where's my trident?
Or, going back to the SpongeBob references. Put it all on Neptune!
So yeah, the trident is supposedly able to break any curse at sea, and the only one who can lead Henry to it is Jack Sparrow.
Because he is Mr. MacGuffin. The MacGuffin man.
So, and then, as you said, we cut to a British ship with Henry just as a regular. I try to think of pirate terminology. I don't actually know what you call the people below the deck.
Yeah, who are rowing when the wind isn't blowing strong
and
enough.
The British are chasing a ship.
The pirate, yeah.
It's not explained who yet. They're just something Aquaman, or our footage stopped recording.
Yeah. So yeah, you were talking about how
I wished Aquaman showed up and
because
questioned about his trident.
Yeah, where I was making obligatory, Thor and references. Maybe not Thor, but no, SpongeBob references because, Anyway, so yeah, let's...
Who stabbed a trident into a rock under the sea?
Yeah.
Neptune!
Yeah, something.
Because plot!
So...
it was, Karina and, him and... Henry just started talking about the trident. I think that's where we were.
Alright,
it's late, we're tired, shut up.
Let's speedball to the plot.
Alright.
So yeah, so Salazar is basically, Captain Ahab, I will have revenge on Jack the Sparrow. And
he's a very good villain in this movie.
Because he's played by Anton from No Country for
No Country?
For that.
And I found his performance very nice because he was scary and yet he was willing to say please, like he was...
Yeah, just like Anton.
Yeah. He asked Henry, Henry, can you find this... you give this message to the Sparrow for me. Will you, please? He's like, I'm not going to kill you.
He had honor and he had charisma.
Yes. He brought the character to life. And always, you have Jack Sparrow, who's always just drunken, hilarious.
Yeah, so,
we have the bank robbing scene.
Yeah,
where they open the first bank of the Caribbean.
And which is just a really big safe and it has a whole bunch of gold in it, but
it also has a Jack Sparrow in it,
and one of the British guy's wives in it, and they were making out and blah 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 blah.
He was trying to get.
Oh yeah, I robbed the bank. I'm drunk, and I robbed.
He stood up and he's like, why am I here? And then the British all wanted to shoot him, but then a woman pops out of the safe and they're like, they don't care, they're shooting him, and they're like, sir, isn't that your wife? And like, oh!
So yeah, then obligatory, chase through city scene where, probably the most...
They have the whole building.
Yeah, because being dragged by just a few horses, because that's apparently how physics works for some reason.
And Katrina walks into a shop to buy a clock, a pocket watch, and the guy has a sign goes, no women.
Yeah, because it's telescope. So it's like, no woman has touched my telescope before, because obligatory. You said virgin joke, I said gay joke. So moving on,
and she fixes it. You were talking
OCD because
she fixes everything, and Jack Sparrow walks in. He's like, have either of you seen my bank?
There's a witch and a pirate, and then the bank is.
There it is. And he just walks through to the building, and she's like, I'll pay double, but he still won't sell her. And then they're on the rooftop, Katrina and Jack. He's like, I need you to scream, as he throws her into a hay barrel, dragged by horses, and she goes, you bloody pirate! I hate pirates!
Yeah, so then they
get to a bridge because Jack's not paying attention, and one of his
walks right over. So skipping a whole bunch of stuff that we don't need to say. Yeah. Basically, they
get to a place where the building can't go through, which is basically the edge of the beach, and the safe flies through.
Yeah, but there's only one gold coin left because the thing was left wide open and just spilling out all the gold, and of course Jack Sparrow pockets it because.
And they're like, and
it's like his
shipmates are like, you said there was treasure, and then they start listing off, and Jack's like, didn't we find this? And they're like, no. Like, how about this? No. Face it, Jack, you've lost your luck. No, I haven't. Bird shits on his shoulder.
Yeah, so then sorry, Jack, but
you don't even have a ship.
So then Jack is all sad. He's like, I don't need you anyway. So he goes to get some rum, but he doesn't have enough money for it. So he's like,
he wants to trade the pocket watch which is apparently the link to the curse of Salazar.
It's not a pocket watch, it's a compass.
Oh, compass, sorry.
Yeah, the magic compass that points you to wherever you desire most.
Yeah, he also had a ship in his pocket. When they said, you don't even have a ship, he's like, yes, I always have a ship. And he pulled...
It's the Black Pearl because previous
Pearl.
movie.
Yes.
Because previous movie happened.
Unfortunately.
And then, so yeah, and then...
So then he gives the compass, and it starts shaking, and it breaks the curse, allowing Salazar and his zombies...
We're free now! The clouds are
free at last! Free at last! Thank God Almighty, we're free at last!
So then...
That was a horrible reference to
Yeah,
use.
so then, like, he tasks me, starts, and, so then...
He goes hunting pirates again.
Coming across, of course, some of Barbossa's fleet, because he has 5 ships now. Well,
Yeah.
4 and then 3, and then whittling them down because,
Because he has to kill pirates.
they task me. But anyway, yes.
Well, no, his reason was they ugly the sea. They're
they task me. I'll chase them around the. I mean, come on.
Well, he's doing what his father because pirates killed his father and his grandfather.
Again, they task me, and I shall have them. It's like it's just gotten Khan Noonien Captain Ahab Singh all over it because it does.
So
anyway,
Barbossa goes to make a deal with a witch who's
a real witch. Yeah, like actual.
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Not quite.
I know, but I wanted to. I couldn't think of a witch pun the first time we shot this, and I finally thought
you couldn't pick which pun.
But
yeah, anyway. So yeah.
But she has the compass.
Yeah, because I have my ways because we don't need to explain things
because
pirates movies.
Because magic.
Because friendship is magic and because
And she throws a rat into a pot that creates a puff of smoke, and then she drinks this bubbling liquid, and she offers it to Barbossa. He's like, "No, I'm a pirate. A pirate's life for me."
Yeah. So yeah, and then
he's just a stereotypical pirate. Like he has the accent you think of when you think of a pirate. Like, "Yar, matey."
Oh, this is a pineapple under the sea.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Because we haven't marked that one enough. Anyway, so let's speed roll. Yes, we're tired.
I want to go home.
Yeah, so yeah, and then Salazar, finally confronts Barbossa, is like, you'll tell me where Jack Sparrow is every time I,
stab
my sword down on the deck, one of your men will die. Stab, die.
You're testing my patience, Captain. Capitan. Jack the Sparrow.
Yeah.
That was I think my favorite part of his performance. Every time he would say like Jack the Sparrow, it's just like that particular way he said it.
Yeah, the incredibly forced.
Like Javier Bardem's accent, overacting at its finest, and like Jack the Sparrow.
Yeah, because the I don't know if this part actually got recorded or not, but the incredibly forced and contrived origin of Jack Sparrow's name.
Yeah, we won't go with it again, but.
Yeah, and then
it also tried to explain why throughout the whole movie he wanted his shipmates to pay him, like he wanted them to pay him to rescue him.
The Jack Sparrow, because that scene everyone gave him tribute because he saved them.
Yeah, so this is the only time he's ever showed this character trait is in this movie, because it happens to tie in to Salazar's backstory, so they're going to emphasize the hell out of it.
Yeah, so...
And, they capture Jack and Katrina and sentence him to death by hanging and by guillotine.
Yeah, but then we get a cameo from Paul McCartney because,
because he's Jack's uncle for some reason.
Yeah, because in the previous 2 movies they had one of the leads from Rolling Stones, I still can't remember his name, but as his father, but blah 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 blah. Moving on. So then of course another failed execution because they get rescued by
Jack Sparrow. He's like the guillotine. Oh, what sounds French? Did you know the French invented mayonnaise? And then he looks at it like he's just making jokes the whole time. Yeah. He looks at it and he's like, there seem to be heads in this basket.
Yes.
And Katrina, well, before she's hanged, she's trying to make her grand final words. And Jack's also trying to talk, and she's trying to talk over him. She's like, "Will you shut up?" And those are the last words of Katrina Smith, and blah blah blah. And then Henry swoops in, and he starts punching British soldiers, and they capture him, and they're like, "Did you really think you could beat us?"
No, it was just a distraction.
As he paid the ship's crew to save them.
Yeah.
With a cannon.
Yeah.
Which they blow up the platform with the guillotine on it, where it's just swinging around with the guillotine is all
right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right.
Like a wrecker, to use a Transformers reference. But it's like it comes close to his neck and then flies away and then comes. And it's just like whoa, whoa, whoa.
Which I could imagine almost being like an extreme ride at a Universal park or something.
Hopefully without the beheading.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, it would be a fake guillotine, obviously.
At that point, people would just stop showing up. If you beheaded one or two people on a ride, you're not going to get any business anymore.
Unless you had dinosaurs at your park, then nobody would care how many people died. They'd still come to see them.
But then we have the hilariously awkward Henry saves Katrina by holding her around the waist so she doesn't get strangled.
Yeah.
And he thinks his hands are around her stern. That's what they use, the stern. And yeah, I can't remember there was
who cares?
Stern or the
it's
word
awkward. It's awkward scene of awkwardness because
trying to
holding your boobs. Blah 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 blah. This
they're trying to force a relationship between the two.
Yes.
And it's blossoming and blah 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 blah. They're too stubborn. They're two stubborn heads clashing.
Yeah. Okay then.
Punch 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 punch.
So they get away. But
so then they get away in a horrible boat that's not even that solid.
The Dying Gull, I think it was called.
I thought it was Dying Gal, but
no, Gull.
It'd be funny if it was Dying Gal.
Who cares?
Like, we know this boat sucks, but whatever.
Yeah, but yeah.
And then Barbossa
Gull as a seagull.
Yeah.
Dying seagull.
Okay. All right. I'll give that one a little bit creative.
GUL.
I thought it was GL, but whatever. Let's ignore it.
Yes. Moving on.
Then they have their first fight with Salazar, where it turns out even the woman on the front of his boat is a zombie.
And they have zombie sharks, and they have zombie parrots, and zombie crows.
And their ship is a zombie.
Yeah, it turns into a giant scralp thing that goes, eats other ships.
Yeah. But then they fight, and Henry gets kidnapped by Barbossa. No, by fucking Salazar.
Yeah.
But then they escape onto an island with sharks chasing them, because Jack throws a rope onto the shark's fin and wraps it around the boat so the shark pulls him to shore while he grabs Henry, because Katrina's already on the island and got captured.
Yeah, and
because we had to throw in a damsel in distress.
And Salazar and his men can't follow because, sand is so coarse, rough, and irritating, and it gets in everywhere, and it makes you disintegrate.
Yeah. But then they're captured by somebody from a previous movie.
Yeah, it's like I hate you, so now I'm gonna have my revenge on you by forcing you to marry my incredibly ugly sister
who already has 2 kids, and Jack's
diseased.
Jack's like, I have scurvy, and she's like, I have it too.
Well, it wasn't scurvy, because scurvy is what you get when you don't get vitamin C. It was something else, but yeah.
But there was also a scene in a couple minutes ago where Katrina's getting undressed to jump into the water, and Henry doesn't want her to, but Jack's trying to encourage her to keep going, and as she jumps, Henry's like, I saw her ankles. And Jack's like, you could have seen more if you had shut your trap.
Yeah.
Because of objectifying women back in those days.
Yeah, so, and then, I think, Barbossa saves Jack from the horrible fate of marrying an ugly woman. By
shooting the guy.
The priest.
Yes. And then he pulls out a sword and says a chant, and then by Blackbeard's hand I set I'm free or something like that.
But no, Blackbeard died in the previous movie.
I know, but it's a chant as a way to break the curse. I don't remember exactly what he said.
Oh yeah, because Blackbeard was the one who put the chip in the ball. So
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, whatever. Either
So
way.
he breaks the curse. They make a joke about small penises by having the boat.
Penis!
I said no. Penis.
I said penis!
But the ship was basically small, and Jack's like, I guess it shrunk. And then they throw it in the water, and it gets bigger. And then they go off to the island to find the map that no man can read, that only Katrina can read.
Because I am no man.
She literally said earlier, thankfully I'm a woman.
Because Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. But like, it's a map that reflects apparently the heavens.
Constellations.
And they're on the boat and they're having the most ridiculous conversation of her trying to explain it.
That she's a
horologist.
Horologist.
And one of the pirates like, so is my mum. And then Katrina goes, is your mum scientifically inclined? He's like, and Jack's like, more like horizontally reclined. Which is one of the better jokes in the movie. But after they get on the Black Pearl, Barbossa's letting Katrina steer because she knows where to go, or at least she thinks she does, and he trusts her, which he doesn't. Apparently, he doesn't normally let women steer a ship, which was something that one of his two mates said. Like, you don't normally let women steer your ship.
Again.
But then he has this conversation with Jack Sparrow, where it turns out
It's driving me nuts.
Katrina is Barbossa's daughter. He left her on.
What a twist!
He left her on the steps of an orphanage because he didn't want to
expose her to the life of a pirate.
Oh, a pirate's life for me. And I think he also. I'm pretty sure he just also wanted to protect her in general.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the best way he thought of.
Yeah.
Because he's like, what would she think of if she knew I was her father? Like, because she hates pirates, which is now completely ironic.
Because Disney.
Yeah. I did like where Jack's like, Smith. Where have we heard that name before? It's right on the tip of my tongue. And Barbossa pulls out the sword that broke the curse. Like, would you like me to cut that tongue off? Oh, and the monkey, his little pet monkey, appears, and Jack's like, oh, monkey. There was a random line in there. Jack's like, I want to eat the monkey.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how, even though these movies are PG, they get away with everything they possibly can for a PG. They are a hard PG.
Yeah.
I mean PG-13.
Yeah.
PG-13. Yeah, hard.
They're an RPG. They're a hard PG.
13.
Yes. Just trying to make a joke about pirates.
Yes, I know.
God damn you.
But anyway, yeah. So they have to get to the island of MacGuffin to open the
pathway to the MacGuffin,
which is a biblical reference, because we're now combining
parting the Red Sea,
Christian Judeo Bible stuff with ancient Greek mythology and astronomy,
set in the Caribbean in a time with pirates.
Yeah, so because pirates movies.
Yeah, the book she carried, which has the map no man can read, had a little ruby on it, which is a piece of the MacGuffin Island.
Yeah, because the entire island is covered in these rubies that reflect the constellations of the stars.
And the monkey had stolen it earlier, and he gave it to Barbossa to give to her.
Uh-huh.
So it splits the Red Sea to find the trident. And she drops the book, and Jack picks up and is like, I'm just going to emphasize the fact that
I'm putting this right here.
I have
right on my chest.
I have a
here.
book.
This is not foreshadowing anything.
I have a book right
whatsoever. Anything at all. This is because movie. Yeah. Anyway.
But also, we saw earlier that the zombies could inhabit the bodies of humans, but be stuck there. So So Salazar goes into Henry, so he could actually touch land.
Yeah.
And then he appears and steals the trident and starts playing with Jack with the water, which looks hilarious, like spinning him around.
You spin me right round, baby, right round.
No.
And also, because the 9th Pokemon movie, reminded me of.
And then he goes to stab Jack in the chest. He goes to stab Jack in the chest, which stabs him right in the book.
Yeah, right there.
Which is the second fake out, because of earlier, the Black Pearl was right there when Barbossa stabbed him right there.
Yeah, so
they realize that they have to break the trident to release all the curses of the sea.
Because it's to break one must divide.
Yeah. So we must
algebra.
We must divide the trident in two.
Yes.
So it breaks
sword it in half, and
so it breaks the curse of Salazar, and he's turned back into human.
And all his goons too, who just
pop out of the water one by one, like, ah, we're alive, we're alive.
Not for long though.
No,
because then the water's gonna.
The sea starts because of reasons.
Yes, because plot.
Yeah. And then you see the Black Pearl on the edge of the water, like
doing one of the most awesome things that is
awesomely
ever
illogical things.
Yeah, because Pirates movies, they use the anchor to let everyone climb up.
And Salazar tries to climb up, but Barbossa's already up there. And as he looks down, as he saves Katrina, he has the tattoo of the constellation on his arm, which she looks at and realizes, you're my dad.
She's like, what am I to you? And he's like, treasure.
Which is what he mentioned earlier in the movie, that he wanted to protect his treasure. Like, yeah. What he wanted most is to protect his treasure.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a nice callback.
Yeah.
So then he jumps off the anchor.
And again, I'm going to make this reference. I have had enough of you, even though that's technically not how it went down. But close enough.
He grabs Salazar off the anchor, and they plummet into the water to their death.
Yeah, but death, because these movies are like comic book movies. Death is just a minor inconvenience.
Just walk it off.
Yeah, exactly.
But probably Salazar is probably not going to come back to life. I mean, they're not going to need him for another movie, probably. They're
bringing Davy Jones back.
Way to spoil it.
Yeah, but we're already talking about the movie. This is a review of the movie.
We haven't talked about the end credit scene yet.
Technically we did, but it did get recorded. But regardless, we're almost there. We're almost there.
So we have a nice scene of them back on the boat, and Jack gives the book to Henry to give to Katrina, and he's like, so, how are you? She's like, I don't know. I had everything all of a sudden, and now it's gone again. And he's like, I think he said something like, you still have me, or something, like, something really cheesy and in love.
And
they
ham
hug.
And cheese on cornbread.
And they hug, and they butt heads and try to apologize, and backhanded apologies, and they start kissing, and then they cut to an island where they're suddenly now fully in love and probably getting ready to get married.
And then we
see the Flying Dutchman. We see off in the distance.
Oh, doesn't I find out under the sea? Because
William Turner.
Exactly. So
he suddenly appears on land, and earlier in the movie he'd given a necklace to Henry to keep as a remember me, and then Henry rips off his neck and gives it to him, and he's like, Henry!
So how did you do it?
He's like, that's a tale for another day. And it's a tale I want to hear. And then he looks up and, oh, there's his wife.
Yeah, so
he runs to her thinking, gotta bang, gotta bang, gotta bang.
So yeah, and then we get the end credit scene.
Yeah, which is basically William and his wife in bed.
William has sort of a nightmare fake out where it's like there's this shadowy figure in sort of the shape of Davy Jones walking up to him. Then he wakes up and okay.
But there's also water
and barnacles
on the floor and an open window.
And
that's how the movie ends.
Yeah. So.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable little sea romp.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Oh, if nautical nonsense is something you wish, Pirates of the Caribbean.
I was gonna say punch you in the face. But,
So yeah, that's. I think that's about it.
I mean, we've talked enough for forever.
We recorded 3 freaking videos today, and one of them didn't even get recorded. So you know.
So 4 technically.
Yeah. So.
Bye.
Bye.